Hi, hello, you're tuned into The Snug and I'm Mandy. Hi everyone, I know it's been a while. Life really, sometimes, things happen, busyness, other stuff, and one just doesn't have the space to, get things going or get things moving in the way or keep things moving in the way that we'd like to, but back now, and you will be seeing me on a regular basis. So today we're talking about forgiveness, and when we think of forgiveness, I guess it begs the question, how do we respond to offence? Because if we're looking to forgive, it means that we have taken offence or something or someone has offended us. And offence is, we all offend people. There's that saying that says that offence is inevitable, but forgiveness is optional or available. So we offend people all the time, every day. I mean, there's so much of it going on now in the media. We offend people by what we say, what we don't say, what we do, what we don't do, how we look, how we don't look, and sometimes we offend people just by being ourselves. So offence it's always there. We're always going to take offence. Whether or not the person or people mean to offend us is another question. But how do we respond to offence? So I'm just going to talk about forgiveness, and it is a sticky one. And I have in the past I actually battled a lot with forgiveness. I'm just going to give you a few tips that might help you on your journey or along your journey of forgiveness. First thing I'd say is decide to forgive. Make the decision to forgive. Because there's that thing, I remember when I was battling with it, some people used to say to me, just forgive. And I'd go through this, it was like a battle, why am I finding it so hard to forgive when people are saying just forgive? It should come to me easily, it should be easier than this. But sometimes it's just not that straightforward. Sometimes it's easy to forgive, but sometimes there are things that run deep and it's not. So it's a process, So the first stage would be to decide to forgive. And even that stage of making that decision is not always easy, because sometimes we want to hold on to that unforgiveness because we feel justified in it, because we feel that offence that has been made towards us justifies us in holding on to that unforgiveness. So it's not always easy to let go and to make that decision, but that's the first step, is to decide, and that really is the beginning of the journey. The second step is to speak to the person. Now I'd say, depending on where you're at, it may be a good idea and it may not be. But the approach to go into a conversation with the person is really more about you and not about that person. It's about releasing them and releasing yourself. Because unforgiveness, really, it's a bad soul tie. It's a bad connection between two people. There's nothing good about it because it promotes resentment, it promotes bitterness. So if you're going to have a conversation with the person or people that have offended you, you need to be in a place where you are not expecting anything back. You're not expecting an apology, you're not expecting remorse. You're just going in to release yourself and to release them. Don't expect anything back. That's a trap. And it can lead to further resentment where the person or people are not responding how you may have expected them to. So speak to the person. And sometimes speaking to the person means pretending that they're there. That's another option of them not physically being there, but just saying what you would say to them if they were in the room with you, because it's all about, don't forget, it's all about you releasing yourself and offloading the burden of unforgiveness that you're carrying, but also releasing them so they don't necessarily have to be there. And sometimes, do you know what? We can be carrying unforgiveness towards someone that does not even know that they have offended you. So with that one, it depends. I would check where you're at and just see if there is any actual benefit with having a conversation, but always be in that place where you're going in to release them and to release yourself. Another thing I'd say is to pray for them. And that's a game changer. And I learned this when I was contracting somewhere years back, and I had the most obnoxious director of our department, and he used to offend like everyone daily, just by being him, really. And I had a friend, at the time a friend said to me, whenever I'd complain, she'd be like, just pray for him. And I'd pray for him. He is so annoying, you know. But I went on that little journey where I started praying for him, and it's a game changer, because what that does, it takes the focus off of any feelings of resentment that you're feeling towards them and puts the focus on them. And you know, I started praying for him, I started speaking words of blessings over him, and it really is a game changer, because as the Bible says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I'm sure those words, you know, they had their effect in going out, but it took the focus off any resentment or bitterness that I may have been feeling. Another thing, and lastly I'd say, is speak to someone that has the wisdom to tell you the truth and give you a different perspective. Because sometimes we can get so up in our feelings about stuff and in our own head, and sometimes all it takes is someone to come in with a different perspective to help you on that journey of letting go and moving forward and releasing that person, or even just seeing things completely differently to what you do at the moment. We all have those friends. I have those friends in my life that, you know, and I'm sure I'm a friend to some of the people in my life as well, that does that thing, that speaks truth and helps them see a different perspective. And why do we need to do that? Why do we need to forgive? The Bible tells us to forgive 70 times, 7 times. That's a lot. I guess God knew that we'd need to do it a lot. But it's not about the other person, it's about ourselves. Unforgiveness is such a stumbling block, and it will affect every area of our lives. It leads to resentment, which leads to bitterness. And the thing is, the longer you leave it, the more it festers, and it's such an ugly thing. It's such an ugly thing. So we need to forgive for our own freedom. And I'll just say also, it's not always about other people. Forgive yourself. Why are you still holding on to that mistake from 2010 that you made all these years later? You're still holding on, you're still carrying that burden of unforgiveness towards yourself, which means you're also carrying pain. In some cases, you're carrying shame, you're carrying guilt. Let it go. God let it go ages ago. And you need to have that conversation with yourself in your heart and forgive yourself, release yourself, and let it go. Have that conversation with God. Give it to Him, let it go, release yourself. He's already forgiven you. And self-forgiveness, it really is the same steps as any other, the steps that I've been through. It's the same thing. Decide to do it. Have a conversation with yourself. Speak to someone if you need to. Pray for yourself, but forgive yourself. Honestly, I mean, I've lived it. The burden of unforgiveness, it's a heavy, unnecessary, ugly burden to carry. It's a stumbling block. It's a stumbling block. It will hold you back. It will restrict you. It's not a good thing. So who are the people, who is the person in your life that you need to forgive, that you may have been holding some resentment towards, that you have taken offense for something that they said or did to you, intentionally or not? Who is that person? Who are those people? Go have a conversation, or make the decision, decide to forgive them and start your journey. And you know what? If you're not in that place where you can even decide, go to God to help you get to the place where you can decide to forgive, and you can start your journey of freedom. So thanks for watching. I hope that's helpful to you all. I'll pop a couple of scriptures in the description. If you liked what I've said, please like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm not sure what I'm talking about next, but I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. Bye.